Hi everybody, welcome, how you going? It's Louise here with my 144 topics. And my topic this week is about presence. And what initiated and inspired this topic was I had a bit of a tooth mishap, and I was in the community dental hospital, and I was there for some hours waiting, and there was two parents there that I observed. And both parents sat opposite me, so it was a bit hard to not see them, and were on their phones all the time. The one little boy next to the mother, quite overweight, unhappy, and he really just wanted to engage with his mother. Like, he kept talking to her, and she would just, and I just was pretty disgusted because she didn't even look up once. She didn't even make any eye contact with this child. And they were there for, I don't know, half an hour, 20 minutes or whatever it is. But there was no engagement. And you could see this child really just wanted engagement and was seeking acknowledgement. The other child, the other couple, the other side, it was a mother again. They waited a bit longer. Same thing. Mother was on the phone. The baby in the pram had a dummy in its mouth, which is a bit of a pet hate of mine. And it kept arching its back and wanting to get out, wanting to move. The pram was faced away from the other two. The other child there, again, very overweight, very unhappy. I just looked at this child and it was like, my God, this child is heading up the path of depression or rebellion or craziness. You could just, pretty unhealthy, pretty not there. And the mother didn't even do anything. The mother did not even acknowledge any of them. When the child was actually making a noise, the mother told the little girl, she was probably about, I don't know, 8, 9, she just got up and sorted this child out. And I was just really disgusted with it, and I am freaking disgusted with it. Because if there's one thing that we need in our life, it's presence, it's connection, and you know that connection's a big word for me. So, presence is really, really important. When I was married, my ex-husband and I we would go away and we would do these cruises and we would go on these holidays and it would be like we were doing our stuff, we were busy in our lives, and then when you had this 2 weeks together, that was our time to be present and connected, and the reality is that was not enough, and it is not enough. So what we need in our lives is we need regular moments of consistent presence. Having said that, I've been a parent, and I was renovating a house once, and my daughter sat there watching videos again and again all day because that's what I had to do that day. But though I'm very mindful of that, and I know the fact that what we need to have is consistent presence, and it doesn't have to be a long time. Like, in that, say, half an hour to an hour period where those mothers were sitting there on their phones, like they did not even make eye contact. It was really disgusting. When they left, the child was pushing the child out. You're fucking parents, for Christ's sake. What type of role model are you frigging setting as an example when you can't even be there to acknowledge and look at your own children? What, because you're looking on Facebook or because you're playing a game? Like, what really is more important? So in that half an hour period, really all you would have to do is just look at the child for 2 minutes. Just look at them. Just connect with them. Just listen to them. Just acknowledge them. Right. So, you're really excited about this, and I can see that you're really interested in that, So, make a point of doing that. Make a point of doing that. And, it does seem to be a bit of a consistent thing with children of wanting to be acknowledged and wanting to be heard, So it is something that you consciously have to do. So I'm just going to explore a bit presence a little bit more, And presence is really something that's very hard to define. I consciously have chosen not to make myself present right now in this video because I want to do that. I want to be present. So maybe I should do that right now. So at the moment, I don't feel that I'm actually present, and I don't feel, not 100%. So the thing about, learning about presence is the more that you actually do it, the more you can actually say, okay, well, You know, I'm 60% present, I'm 80% present, I'm 2% present, I'm really not present. So you become more aware of that, because the whole thing is an embodiment thing. It's a thing of actually where you get into your body and you're like, I'm here, I'm home, I'm home. And, you know, as a child, because of abuse in my life and, you know, craziness, I learned to dissociate very, very easily, and dissociating from my body and being not present was so freaking easy for me. Like, it was really easy for me to do, and I could quite easily do that. There was no problems with that at all. So I've been practicing, you know, practices of presence for, I don't know, probably 3-4 years now, and becoming more mindful and aware. And the other beauty about this is the ability to manifest and create what you want from a present state in your body to anything else. So when I do work with people, the first thing that we always do is presence work, because it's just leverage. It's leverage for every single thing in your life. It really is leverage for everything. But anyway, so I'm just going to get present into my body. I'm just going to close my eyes to do that. Beautiful. See? Doesn't take very long. And then you're present. So, defining it is quite hard, because it is an embodiment thing, you know. It is a feeling that you have in your body of coming home to yourself, of just being inside yourself, being, you know, it's like you're sort of seeing yourself sitting inside of yourself, and you're just there and you're just present. And sometimes that can be unpleasant, because if there is a lot of crap or shit or toxicity that's happened in your life, it doesn't feel nice in there. So it can be a process of just working through ways of coming home to that, and I'm happy to help you with that. I've got lots of simple, easy, practical exercises that, you know, don't work overnight, but over time, it just strengthens that connection. So, you know, what does presence do? It gives us a more dominant vibration. So if we are, say, having a conversation with somebody and the other person isn't present and you are present, it's like you're standing strong. It's like you're grounded and you're connected and you're solid, whereas the other person's sort of dancing around you. So, you know, when would you be using this? In many aspects where you want to make an impact. So I was part of a business networking group. Before I walked into the group, I would just connect myself in and be consciously present. And there's no doubt about it that when I walk into that room, I have an air. You know, people turn their heads, people notice me, like it makes you really noticeable. So when you're doing business meetings, when you're doing, you know, sessions with people, if you're healing or if you're doing, you know, whatever it is that you're doing from, you know, from a business and a work point of view, it actually gives you, you know, if I use the word power, I don't mean the word power as in, you know, control power, but power as in strength, you know, in who and what you are. So children, definitely, you know, children need that presence. And as I said, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to do it for friggin' hours and hours, you know. In one evening, it could be just 2-3 moments of 10 minutes. Just really being present for them, just listening, just connecting, and just being present. Because kids know it, kids feel it more than anything else. And the other area is, you know, with all family members, but also in our relationships. So, you know when someone's not present, you know, how many times have I heard this, you know, he comes home from work, he just puts down on the TV, he's sitting on the TV, remote in hand, she's trying to talk to him and connect to him, and he's not fucking present, like, he's not there. And I'm just being general here, it could be a he or a she thing, you know. So, you know, that is not present. So it really, you know, if you're, say, a man coming home from work and you just need some time out, then do what you need to do to give yourself that time out. If it's going in the shed or down the garden or whatever it is, to give you that. Because what will happen is that your woman will want that presence with you. She'll just want to come in there and she'll want to debrief her day. You know, us women, we like to talk, blah, 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 and then it's done, you know. So rather than trying to avoid that conversation, just fucking be present. Just, that's all you got to do. You don't have to do anything, you don't have to say anything, you know, just be present. So, you know, then you can take that to the next level in relationships, and I'm going to explore this in other videos, where you can actually start being present when you're having intimate connections. And that really takes things to a new level, because it's like you're not just having physical intimacy, okay, you're having connected intimacy, which grows and it's very powerful, and it's almost like a spiritual sort of feeling that you're having, you know. It's just very, very amazing. So yeah, all aspects, you know, when can you use presence? Everywhere. I mean, ultimately, to me, an aim would be to allow myself to be present all the time and to know that. So when we do it, you know, it makes us more stronger, it makes us more conscious, it makes us more, you know, as I said, it can help us to be the more dominant vibration. It makes us noticed. It's us standing in our power. It's us being, you know, who we are. It's us stepping into our birthright. So, you know, there's all this stuff that it can actually be. Cat's now sitting on my bit of paper. She's coming to help. She felt the presence and she walked over. But when we don't do it, it's like sometimes we can just be going around in circles. So part of the work that I do is very much about, you know, keeping our channel clear. I very much believe that, you know, we are able to drive our own lives. We can be our therapist, we can be our own doctor, we can do whatever it is that we need to do. But to do that, you've got to have this element of presence, because if you're in a space where you're thinking that you're feeling what you're feeling and you're not actually present with it, you're not actually in a space of acknowledging something. And for something to actually be released, or for us to let go of stuff and shit and trauma and toxicity in our life, we've got to acknowledge it first. Classic example, you know, I'm an alcoholic, okay, but you're not acknowledging that. So you can't change it until you acknowledge it. I'm an addict. We can't change anything unless there's a real acknowledgement about that. So first there has to be that acknowledgement, when we can, you know, sort of have that, relate that to the presence, you know. You got to acknowledge it. You can't pretend to acknowledge it or think that you're acknowledging it. There's a real sense of welcoming that in and just acknowledging it and being present with it and saying, you know what, it's shit. Or do you know what, like my health really needs to be sorted out. Because when you get into that space of presence and acknowledgement, then you're in a space of actually making changes about that. So that's really important. Otherwise, you can just find yourself going around in circles, you know, going through the same shit, same trauma, same shit, again and again and again. But when you're in a state of presence and you're acknowledging and releasing, you find that it changes, it moves, you know. You can reflect back on where you were, you know, and you'll see the changes. I'm transcribing books at the moment that I wrote, you know, between 6 and 12 months ago, 6 and probably 8 months ago. And I can see huge changes in myself just through the daily or the regular practices that I do. And the changes are huge, like it's really, really good. So what stops us doing that? Sometimes we can be stopped doing that because we don't know. You know, we don't know. So if you want to know, by all means contact me and I can help you and show you. As I said, the practices are really, really easy to help just keeping your life clear, you know. So the aim for me, for most people, is the fact that you're creating and manifesting what you want in your life, but you're also doing that in a happy and in a calm way. So life gets more exciting and it gets more fun and it gets more like you're molding the clay and you're creating what you're wanting. And I'm able to see that now. I can see myself forming and creating and molding things, and very quickly. So when we are more present, the benefits of that is that, you know, your presence is being felt. You're showing people the true you of who you are. You're standing in your own power and your own birthright. So to me, my terminology is you're stepping into your sovereignty. You're also consciously creating and manifesting what you want to be creating in your life. You're more there for your relationships. You're more there for your children. You're having more impact in your business. You're more connected to your body. Why wouldn't we want to do that? Why would you not want that? If you are resisting that, then come and see me. Anyway, so that's my topic this week, presence. Just allowing yourself to be present. So I shall do it again because demo is really good. I'm going to make myself unpresent. Okay, so I'm less present now in myself, and if we were face to face or we were having a conversation, you would probably feel this difference a little bit more rather than me just talking on the camera and stuff like that. So now I'm going to be more present. Beautiful. So I don't know if you can feel the difference or see the difference, because it is very, very subtle, but it is also very, very powerful. Because what's the point in living life if you're not there with it? You might as well vacate the premises and come back later. Anyway, so come and contact me and learn some of my practices and let them help you, guide you through life. Feel free to contact me. My email address is planter@wn.com.au. I will put a link on the bottom of this video for that, and for my website at louiseplant.com.au. Otherwise, I will talk to you next week when the next video comes along. And if you are one of those parents who spends all your time on the friggin' phone when you're on the bus, when you're on the train, when you're with your kids, just stop for 2 minutes. Just friggin' stop for 2 minutes, look at them, listen to them. Just be present and listen. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to change them or tell them off or do anything. All you have to do is just be present. Just acknowledge what they're saying. That's it. Same with your partners, same with your lovers, same with all family members. Just be there and be present. It is a practice, and we're really bad at it. That's a general rule. So, yeah. All right. Well, till then, seeing you in happiness and health and presence always. You take care, and I will chat to you next week. See ya. Bye.